Yeah.
Hmm.
So, did you do the dimensional reduction like what you told me last week?
I almost um, I kept I kept running the logistic regression, and I'm having this issue where I the logistic regression fails to converge, and I've been bumping up the max iterations, and then it just crashes my kernel because it's too many iterations, I guess, and too many uh, columns or something.
Yeah, I think I suggest that before doing Crystal CV, you can do by default also, so that you can see if you can improve the performance a little bit. Then
Oh, right.
you
Yeah,
can
that makes
use
sense.
the yeah. Then you can use the optimization so that you can make it better.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you need to see that you can boot from 50 something to 60 something first using
Yeah.
logistic
Um,
regression.
Yeah, I've with logistic regression, I haven't gotten above like 45. And so right now, my random forest is actually still my best performing model. And I haven't done the random forest with the reduced dimensionality, so I think that'll help. I have it kind of set up right now. I just haven't actually like fully run the code all the way through. So I have it like separated out so that I have um, the like quantitative data split ups, and so I'll apply PCA to it, and then the other one that I can do the select K best. Um,
Yeah, but so far the logistic regression, dimensional reduction, it's worse than what you had before. Because except for it something before you have logistic regression
no,
up to 50 something.
I'd be doing dimensional reduction for random forest, um, not for logistic regression.
Oh, you didn't do that yet. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, based on what I read, logistic regression, other than performance, reducing dimensionality isn't that important. So other than runtime. But for random forest, dimensionality reduction is actually important for achieving high predictive performance because the noise of all the columns features that aren't important will kind of um, cause poor performance, predictive performance.
So, but according to the theory in general, you see that if you have the data set with when you do feature engineering with many categorical data, the random forest supposed to perform better than logistic regression. Why?
Right.
Because at the random forest, they don't care about the continuous value, but they do on
Right.
the categorical. Because that they do, you see that the way they select the tree,
Right.
they don't really take the value continuously as the distance measurement. But logistic regression come back to linear regression. They take the measurement, the value
Right.
into consideration more. So, but in your data set, you have a lot of categorical, particularly one hot and cold, and that should be, I mean, by theory, the random forest supposed to
Right.
perform better.
Should I just, for when I do logistic regression, should I just take that part of the data out, you think? Take the categorical one hot encoded.
Yeah, one of the way like the if you do the PCA, so remember that like do try not to do PCA on the one hot and cold. Yeah,
Right.
but like
For
you
sure.
should do on the continuous values only, and then you merge the data set again,
Okay.
uh, so that you can get more variance
Okay.
for the
Yeah, makes
feature.
sense.
But when you said like when you do the logistic regression, yeah, you can limit by eliminate some of the column you think may not contribute as one hot and cold. But you don't try because if you exclude everything, that means you may not have enough information to learn because you exclude everything in one hot and cold, which you can learn something. So but for logistic regression, when you do the more categorical, the distance 0 and 1 is very hard for them to learn.
Right. Makes sense.
So limit that column rather than delete them all, exclude them all.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
What about the binary stuff? You didn't try that yet, right?
No, I didn't. Um, it's one of those things where I get to actually typing it out, and I'm like, why am I doing this? It's not really gonna
Yes,
do
because
anything
that
for
you
me.
want to do. You have time,
Yeah.
right?
Why
Binary
spend
is
time? Why spend time coding it if it's not going to be something I actually look to for anything of value? Um, so yeah,
well,
I'm
the
trying to
only thing
think.
about binary that means that you won't end up finishing the project with binary. But the thing is that you want to validate what your direction is correct. That means
I
less.
guess. I mean, I've found, I started really pretty low, and I've gotten all the way up to 53, and that's on a six
33 is not that
class
bad. Yeah, that means
on a six class prediction model. 53 is it means you're getting it right more than you're not, and it's one versus five other choices. So that's I understand that I'm obviously aiming for better than that, but that's 15% would be the baseline.
yeah, but like what's the worst that you been 65 or 63 is also okay because
Right.
53 is very close to 50. We don't predict with 50%, but 60%
Right. I know.
or
I know.
more, then you can have
Um,
something.
yeah. So I have some ideas. I think one thing I'm going to try doing is right now what I have is I have a data set that's all percentages. So for each device, it has the percentage of that device that is installed, or so the percentage of that device that has the app installed, right? And there's a column for every app, and then there's another set of columns that are the percentage of that device that has the app as active, and then a percentage of the I do the same thing with labels instead of app ID. But what I think I'm going to do is the first set is going to be the raw number, so it's going to be like the total number of this device with this app installed, and then the second one will be a percentage. So it's going to be the percentage of that first number that is active. I don't know. Do you think that's worth doing? Because right now I have two. One is all percentages, and one is all totals. And is it worth combining those into one where some of the features are totals and some of them are percentages, or that just
I
stores the
think that's
data?
a good idea. I mean, you can try, but I think you may learn a little bit because of like if you do that, that means you don't need to do the 100 code for that. And remember, look, continuous values is good for some model, with particular KNN also,
Right. Yeah.
and you may gain something more. But
Should I
you should give
also
a try.
so for the um, app is installed, should I do just should I just turn should I make one data frame that to plug into my model that's all one hot encoded for just specifically for the random forest? Because right now
Yeah,
I'm
you can do
plugging
that.
in. Should
Yes,
I do
because
that?
that
Okay.
means that like normally people try to do the pre-processing and then they try to fit all the model. But in let's say that you imagine that you are in production. The production type that means you don't need to do all the model. You
Right.
need to pre-process for that particular model. So
Okay.
so that means that like in your case, because you want to boost performance, that means that you can pre-process for different models also. That means that like with random forest, it's good for categorical, so leave them with categorical more. And the other one you pre-process so that it fit more with the distance model, measurement
Right.
model.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that is good for industry also. That means industry we don't do sick model, just run to show
Right.
which one the best. You don't do that. I mean,
Right.
not only that, if you in the not the very strong team, you don't know what to do, then you can do that. You can just put in
Right.
and but like if you experience and you are senior, you know what you're supposed to do. That means you should engineering do engineering, but to put for that particular model perform best.
Right. That makes sense. Okay.
So that's good to do that.
All right, I'll do that. Okay.
So
So
let make the focus, right? I mean, but like if you
yeah,
try to do something, but I mean, you need to, let's say that by a couple of days, you focus on one model and make sure that you can boot. Let's say that if you cannot boot, that means you give up a focus on other model, something like that. Let's
right,
say now you are in 53, 55 is okay. If you can boot for a couple of days, rather than try, 53, 52, 45, then you do, that means for the whole week you have no progress. So if you
right.
can
I know.
make progress 55
I know
for
it's hard to
Tuesday,
know though because a
Friday.
lot. It's hard to know though. A lot of times it takes a long time to run it, um, and then sometimes it crashes, and then you have to go back and do all my pre-processing, which then takes a few. Every time it takes a few hours just to run the merges and the summations and um, all the manipulating of the data in preparation for the actual models.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
okay,
it
right? That's
takes a
okay.
long time.
As soon as you have the focus mindset, it's okay. Let's say
Right,
that you
right,
focus and nothing come out. At least that you retry. You mean you
right,
try with the direction rather than you have
yeah,
no plan. Just do this and that and it come
right.
out doesn't. But you need to know your goal is making one model 2% is okay. 53 to 55 at least some improvement. I mean that means
Yeah.
if you can do
No,
that in a couple of days, that
I
means that's successful. But
right, and I get that, but I just I've been I don't really know what else to do, especially I guess for the random forest, I'm gonna do it. We described it. I'm gonna do an entire data frame that's all just encoded instead of having actual the values. Uh, and I'm gonna try that. But beyond that, I'm kind of at a dead end as far as what else to try. I am gonna try because this is what they did on the one online. I'm gonna try doing logistic regression with just the entire because up till now I've been limiting the number of columns. Like, okay, I'm going to take the most common 1,000 apps, um, and I'm just going to try it with more of the data because I don't know if that.
yeah, the more data, but like if you fit more categorical, I don't think that you can perform much better.
No, it won't be more categorical. I'm maxed out in
Okay,
categorical. It's
okay.
going to
That's
be
if you have more data, you will get a little bit better. Still, maybe
right.
slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I already did that once, and it did get slightly better. I went from 1,000 to 2,000, but there's 19,000 apps, so I could I could go all the way up to 19,000 if I wanted to.
Yeah, you can try that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the thing is, like, yeah, you don't need to have such a like very big improvement. Right? Just small improvement. That means you have right direction
yeah,
and try
yeah.
something else. But I said like you mean try to cut the categorical data for the logistic regression to see that it help or not. Because that you include many of them, it could could lose the explained variance in your
Right.
data set for the logistic model.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try encoding all the features for random forest, and with that, I'm also going to reduce dimensionality. Um, so so what I should do is yeah. Okay. I'm going to convert them all to binary, and then do select k best to pare the number down. Um,
Okay, but that will is that a random forest or which model that you want to
yeah,
do that? Yeah.
yeah, that would be for random forest. Um,
Yeah, but the categorical doesn't have to be binary, right? Because that, like, let's say that some of the, if you do logistic regression with the label generating, it
yeah,
won't work that well. But random forest, you can do, let's say, one, two, three, four. Let's say that you have the 1,000 app, right? You can do the label encoding.
right.
So that means that you can have one, two, three, four, five, six, 2 times 2,000.
Right.
You don't need to do 1001 because if you do one hot and cold, it create many thousand columns, which also make things a little bit hard to
Yeah,
learn.
yeah, no, I won't do that for logistic regression.
No, I mean random forest.
Oh no, I the only thing I'm encoding is the device model and brand. Um, the apps, I guess I would be encoding the apps technically, but it'll just be one. So it'll be the app ID, and then it'll for every device if the device has that app installed on any of the devices or any of the events, then I'll just put a 1 versus a 0 if it's not installed in any of the events.
Okay, okay, yeah. Yeah, it should
Yeah.
work for random forest. I said like if you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, it's okay for random forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just try that way, right? And on Friday, so make sure that you have one model improvement. I think that's the the big
I
success.
can't. Yeah, I can't meet on Friday. So
Okay,
I'll be on the road on Friday.
okay, that's okay.
Unfortunately,
Okay, so
traveling
Tuesday, I mean, it's
next
okay.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um.
you have like many more days so that you should
Yeah.
have some improvement
I will.
on
I will.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will. Definitely.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but at least that if you have some idea to try, that also the good thing. Like let's say that
Right.
you run out idea that may not be not promising thing for the future. But if you have the idea, that's a hope. That's good, and
Yeah.
the actual improvement will be better. But you need to have the idea to approach more and more.
Yes. Yeah. I understand. Understand. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so that's good. So continue working on this, right? And
Yes.
talk to you on Tuesday then.
Will do. Yep. Next Tuesday. All right. Thank you, Hoa.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.